cool, talking to you. I've been watching your videos for years.
Oh, yes.
And I've learned a couple of things from you.
I'd like to give a shout out to an individual on the team that I have seen grow tremendously over, I would say, almost a 1 year period. Coming in very timid and nervous at first, not really knowing his place, and now has become a superstar as a project manager. A big shout out, show some energy, everyone. Yes, that's right. Round of applause for Felix Lee. So I like to really highlight Felix for his performance.
Steve, I'm curious, from your perspective, what do you think is missing from the sales team?
I think for the sales team is much better than what we started off with. Even a year ago. And correct me if I'm wrong. It didn't feel like it's a team, right? It's like it's individual. So okay, we've done well with this. Okay, then how can we make it better? To grow to the next level, I would see some problems coming up, right? I think first, it's one big problem. I know Joe is working hard to solve it. It's recruiting problem, right? We need people to scale because it's always easier to scale ads than people, right? Because people takes 3 months, 6 months, 8 months to really get to where we want them to be. I think it was Big Dan shared a story with me about Tom Cruise. He said, Tom Cruise approaches every single movie that he makes as if he has never made a movie before, right? He approaches like, forget I'm Tom Cruise, forget I've had all these awards and I've had all these, blockbusters movies. No, I'm approaching it like this is the first movie. I'm counting on this movie to make it big. So, and that's why he does this crazy stunts on himself and Mission Impossible. And does he really need to? No. From someone who is at that level, right? From that level. So I think that's pretty incredible. Yeah. That's pretty incredible. That beginner's mindset. I think adaptability. I think part of it, especially with what's happening, it's not the biggest companies that survive. It's the ones who's most adaptable.
You know what? In 6 months, they might not be a specialist. I don't know. I'm just saying, whatever works best, right? We'll put it at that, right?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's about winning together.
Yeah.
However, whatever it takes. The structure is a mean to an end to win. Yeah. It's the structure is not the price, right? It's not. It's the winning that's the price. We prefer B2B. It's not like we don't do B2C. We do invest in B2C, but B2B, when you sell to businesses, usually the revenue is more stable, right? Because we stay away from anything that's a one-time purchase. We want to invest in things that provides recurring revenue, right? Because that's for the valuation of the company. So we want to invest something that has recurring revenue, and if it's recurring revenue to consumers, usually it's a little bit more like that. Versus if you are selling B2B, let's say software that helps company to do a certain things, accomplish a certain task, chances are if the company starts using it and assuming the product is good, that they will use it for a long time. And that's what we want to look for. We want some pain to disconnect. If they stop using the software, it's gonna have some consequences, right? And that helps with the longevity of the company and also the stability of that revenue. Also, you also look at price, right? As you know, we focus on high ticket. The profit margin of those products are way better. Here's the challenge, what most founders don't understand. When you are selling something for 10, 20 bucks, let's say consumer product, it depends on your profit margin. Even 10, 20 bucks a month for a SaaS, so software product, it's kind of hard to scale. There's not a ton of things that you could do. Now, you could have organic growth, which is people liking the products, your users are liking the products, and they tell other people about it. How predictable is that? We don't know. That's a problem. Now, could you do pay advertising? Of course you could. But when you're selling something for 20 bucks a month, right? But let's say it costs you 50, 60 bucks to acquire the first customer, to acquire that user, while you are losing money every single month. So when the price is too low and you've got attrition issue because you're still trying to figure out your product market fit, it's tough to scale, right? Yes, could you raise money to kind of force the growth? You could, but that means that you are throwing good money, right, try to chase bad money. That doesn't work that well either. When you're selling something for, let's say, 1,000 a month or above that, when you're selling to B2B, chances are now you could have a sales team involved. They could be doing outbound, they could be doing business development, because you've got some margins to pay a salesperson. It's much more scalable, right? When you have a B2B software or enterprise software, right? When you're selling something for 50, 100 bucks a month, it's very tough to scale because it's not too low, right? It's not so low that or free or a freemium model that it's free. You want to build up the user base and maybe you monetize later, who knows? But you're in between, you can't hire a sales team, you can't really advertise. This is kind of the Peter Thiel talks about, like this is kind of the dead zone, right? Not impossible, you could still try to do that, but it's just harder. It's just a lot harder. So ideally, if we could sell something for higher transaction value, higher transaction price, monthly recurring at a higher price, we prefer that. Or you go very, very cheap, like it's a couple bucks or it's a freemium model and you just want to go viral, just strictly organic growth and viral growth and growth hacking. I mean, that's another way to go, but not too high, not too low. We kind of don't like that. Maybe you're stuck right now in your business and it's not your fault. Chances are that I have been there and I have overcome those challenges that are preventing you from going to that next level. Let me give you the roadmap so you finally have the clarity that you need to grow your business. I'll give you the exact steps and systems that you need to move quickly. This is not for beginners, this is for serious business owners who want to level up. Follow the link to find out more about my 5-day SMART challenge.